Going to use the Páirtí Gael, members and supporters of the National Party. We're here to remember one of Ireland's greatest leaders, General Michael Collins, who was assassinated on the 22nd of August 1922. We're here to remember and honour his life, his achievements, and to renew our commitment to realising his political vision for the united and free Ireland 99 years later. Without Michael Collins, the Irish Revolution would have never have had one of its most capable and talented leaders. As Minister for Finance, Collins was indelibly involved in securing the funds necessary for orchestrating the national revolution. As a senior IRA intelligence officer, Collins was responsible for wiping out the Cairo gang. Michael Collins was a man of destiny. When the call came to partake in the 1921 treaty negotiations, although considering himself primarily a soldier and not a politician, Collins travelled to London to assist Arthur Griffith in negotiating the Anglo-Irish Treaty. Distortion has it that Collins is the father of the current Irish Free State. In fact, although he signed the treaty, he was never in favour of the treaty settlement which emerged in Ireland in the form of the Irish Free State and its slavish government headed by W.T. Cosgrave following Collins' assassination. Collins subscribed to a dynamic republicanism and intended to use the treaty as a means towards achieving total freedom. The famous freedom to achieve freedom. Liam Lynch had been willing to agree to a Free State constitution if it were republican, which Collins supported. Similarly, Collins was never willing to sacrifice the North to British domination and believed the realistic powers of the Free State could be used against British rule in the North. This practical application of freedom to achieve freedom convinced the majority of the Northern IRA to support Collins's attitude to the treaty. Unfortunately, the British government engineered the sparking of the Civil War in June 1922, which led to horrific bloodshed across Ireland. Within the pro-treaty camp were a rump of moderate politicians, headed by W.T. Cosgrave, who detested Collins's dynamic republicanism. Pushed from the civil leadership of the provisional government to a role as Chief of Staff of the National Army by Cosgrave, Collins led the Civil War efforts and remained committed to army reunification and peace. That day in August 1922 at Bain-le-Blas cannot be forgotten, though rumours swirl on who was responsible for pulling the trigger. Clearly, when the question is posed of who benefits, resoundingly the finger points to W.T. Cosgrave, who ushered in the Free State regime characterised by stagnation and depression. Certainly the anti-treaty IRA did not benefit from Collins's death. They faced brutal repression by the Free State regime in a counterinsurgency campaign which executed 77 Republican prisoners. All plans for peace and reunification, which Collins had hoped for, were sidelined at his sudden death. The death of Michael Collins should not be marked simply as another trite memory of the passage of time, as various contemporary state-approved commemorations tend to be. On this day, 99 years after the death of Ireland's fallen hero, only the National Party chooses to properly honour this heroic leader. It should be remembered as a tragedy for Ireland and a crime most foul. In Collins's book, The Path to Freedom, the late Chief of Staff articulates his political vision for a free Irish Republic. As nationalists, we should study the canon of our ideological predecessors, including Michael Collins. We are here today to remember the life, death and the legacy of a heroic fallen hero. Though the cowards flinch and the traitors snare, we'll keep flying the flag of green, yes, heroic.